Hello and welcome back, most illustrious members of the Detail. I'm your host D, also known as MTF Doom, and today we're going to talk about some changes you can make to a really easy to access pool 1 and 2 mostly deck that you can probably climb really well with the feature location today. I hope you enjoy. Just before we get into it, a big thank you to everyone who supported, especially yesterday. I released my monthly unhinged video and it did very well. We surpassed, I was asking for 225 subscribers. We hit 230 by me taking a day off to do some goofy shit. So I really appreciate that. If you're here from yesterday, sorry. It's going to be another month before I do one of those again. And if you enjoy this content, you should subscribe down below. Or if you just are here for the parasocial relationships and the memes. All right, so let's get into it. This is, a while ago, we kind of talked about a deck like this that made it to what? It made it to infinite, and it's mostly pool 1 and 2 cards. We are... Oh, actually, wait, what am I doing? At some point, we're gonna remove Quinjet. I want to make this very accessible. I'm really shooting to make this like a deck that you could play. Just any birdie could play. All right, let's go Sunspot. Sunspot's the best one drop you could be playing. So the idea is this is a zoo deck. It's called that because of a magic thing. I don't know what to tell you. You have a bunch of 1-drops. You're not really playing them. Hate to break it to you. You are chilling on your 1-drops. You're holding all of them. You're holding. On 2, you can go Angela. On 3, you can go Bishop. On 4, you can go Khazar. And on 5, you can go Blue Marvel. Those are the only cards you're going to play through most of your game. It's especially good today because of Onslaught Citadel. Khazar and Blue Marvel both get doubled up, right? So then, on turn 6, you just play a bunch of 1-drops. It's pretty easy to hit something with Rocket Raccoon on 6. Iceman you can play a little early. Ant-Man is just here because of Onslaught Citadel. I might not normally put him in. Titania you want to be your last card played so that she doesn't flip sides. You will have very little power on board, so it's very likely your opponent will have priority. So Titania, as long as she's the last card you play, will not move over. Blade, it doesn't matter. You'll either be empty-handed or you don't get like anything you have left over in your hand on turn 6 doesn't matter, and you're not playing Blade on turn 1. And then so Sunspot and Iceman are just the only ones that I really play out early. And each of the ones you play out on 6 gives Bishop +1, gives Angela +2, and gets +2 from Khazar and Blue Marvel. This deck is obviously very soft to Killmonger. We have made some concessions to Onslaught Citadel in the form of Ant-Man. I think that's really it. I feel like I had Quinjet in here because it has an ongoing, but I'm just a goober. This doesn't work with Onslaught Citadel for what we're doing. That's it. This is the deck that I would play today. Oh, concessions for if you don't have... What? There's very few pool 3 cards. I think it might just be Titania. You could, were you so inclined, add Uatu just to see where the Onslaught Citadel was popping up. If you have 0, you could put 0 in here. Again, you want to make sure it's the last or second to last card you play before Titania. You could put perhaps just a Korg as another early card to toss a rock into your opponent's plans. You can put Iron Fist. All those are totally acceptable. Just Iron Fist something into a hard to get into location. All those would be totally acceptable. This deck is extremely, extremely approachable. It is a lot of fun to play. It's a ton of fun. And it has, like I say, some very sneaky extra play. I caution you that if your opponent is playing a deck that's going really hard on ongoing effects and they kind of like quote unquote go off, right? If they're playing like a Patriot deck or a Cerebro deck and they kind of have the nuts, you can't really compete. This is just a deck that can do better than what most decks can kind of do if they aren't playing into the feature location. But if you find that that keeps being the case, it might be worth packing Enchantress and not Bishop, and having Enchantress or Rogue plus a couple of 1 costs as your turn 6 play, rather than trying to go all 1 costs on 6. Just keep that in mind. Something that has come up, especially in the Discord, has been the strange sort of like micro metas that have been forming around people. Like, you know, I mentioned in my videos I don't see Killmonger very often. That still holds true. I see him once in a while in Thanos self-destroy decks, which is like very interesting, but like that's kind of the only... I don't see him as a tech card. I used to play him so much, and I don't even really play him that often. And I don't see Enchantress, and I like brought that up on Discord, and someone was immediately like, man, I wish. Like, I see Enchantress every game. What are you talking about? And I'm like, yeah, I just don't see it. So keep cognizant of that. You'll probably see Enchantress more often today than you would otherwise, just because of, like, you know, ongoing effects are better today. So Bishop can either be your own Enchantress / Rogue if you want to get your opponent, or it can be Cosmo if you want to protect your Khazar and Blue Marvel. Either of them are totally acceptable. It could even kind of be Goose, because in a way that protects your Khazar and your Blue Marvel. No, wait, because then you can't... Never mind. It can't be Goose. I'm a silly one of those for even saying that. All right, that's it. Thank you so much for listening. I've been your host, D, also known as MTF Doom. If you find my content elucidating, enlightening, or enriching, the best way to let me know is with a subscription. The second best way to let me know is joining the Discord. All the other ways that cost you nothing but make a world of difference for this channel are also acceptable. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you all tomorrow.